Hey, what's crack a lacking? Coach Jack Daniels, boxing trainer's child, and I am back at you with another one. But before we get into the particulars of that, I want to wait for a while before I make a preliminary announcement. But the topics involved in this particular the topic involved today is wow, um, the fighting styles between Frank Martin and Javante Take Davis, right? Both of these guys are southpaw, and based on the circumstances, this is going to be a good fight. June 15, 2024. And um, although there are two different, no, although they both are southpaws. Shout out to Song Dog 707. What's up, bro? How you doing today? Um, although uh, both of them are southpaw, they kind of have two different styles, right? Um, Tank kind of boxes like a technician. I take that back. I'm gonna give both of them the same, equal footage in being technicians, right? I think that both of them have a style that is commensurate to one another, and it's going to be a tough scientific battle in that regard. So that being said, um, Frank Martin, damn, they all. Frank Martin is 29 years of age. He's 5'8" with a 68-inch arm reach. As I said, he's a southpaw. He has 18 wins, 20 wins by knockout, no losses, no stops, and no draws. Javante Tank Davis is the WBA lightweight champion of the world. He's 29 years of age. He's 5'6" with a 69-inch arm reach. He's a southpaw. 29 wins, 27 amazing victories by way of knockout, no losses, never been stopped, and no draw. Right now, the thing about this particular fight is it's, it's almost on the precipice of a super fight, based on the fact that Javante Davis has excelled in his representation of being a superstar, in my opinion. And that being said, this fight is going to attract a lot of attention, based on the fact that everybody loves Javante Tank Davis, it seems. And to, to couple the fact that Javante, no, excuse that Frank Martin is uh, considered as a superstar in his own right, and his level of success has been pretty good to say the least, in my opinion, with the 18 wins, right? And uh, I just want to think that, given the fact that they both have quality work ethics, that's going to be a good fight. And at the end of the day, I'm saying it's a 50-50 fight, but I am actually leaning, I am leaning toward Frank Martin. How about that? I'm leaning toward Frank. I mean, I don't know if it's a bias toward Devontae, because I don't want to feel like that, because uh, David Lamar in the house. Shout out to David Lamar. Um, I don't want to. I don't want to think that I'm biased toward Javante Tank Davis, but maybe I am a little bit. I don't know, but it's going to be a good fight. Let's see what David Lamar said. Frank. Uh, David, David Lamar. Do you have any boxing background, brother? Because you say some interesting boxing things. Uh, uh, David Lamar said Frank leans too heavy on his front foot. Tank will catch him with devastating uppercuts all night. And you made a good summation on that last fight between who was that fight? Javili, Vasily Lomachenko and George Gamboa Jr. You made a very good observation of that fight, David Lamar. That's the reason why I asked you about your boxing background, because it appears that you are quite impressive when it comes to the boxing game. Davis had better. Davis has better lateral movement. He still he sets traps and he has a high. Okay, okay. That's David Lamar. That's what they that's what they say. That's what they say. But I also think Frank's pretty good with his ring IQ as well. But the truth be known, as far as David Lamar's concerned, uh, Javante Davis is gonna catch Frank Martin all night with, with uppercuts. Oh my God, that's funny, man. David, you still there, brother? David, you still there? David Lamar? Now somebody is still in the chat. Who that? Tone Dog, you still in the house? Who's in the chat? Okay, David. How about doing this? There is a there's a link. There is a link with my name above it, below it, right? Hit that link and come online. How about that? I had another brother that was supposed to come on, but he is obviously tardy, and we ain't got time to wait on him. Hit that link and come on for a chat, live chat. Okay. Straightforward. Who has he fought? Okay. There is some stake in that, David Lamar. In the comment, Frank said, Frank has only, no, excuse me, David said, Frank has only, quote, unquote. Frank, David, no, excuse me, Frank has only faced straightforward fighters. He hasn't fought anyone with the skill set of Tank Davis. I tried to reach back in the recall section of my mindset and recall whether that's true, and I think that is true. He hasn't fought anybody in the top tier. Frank Martin hasn't, but I'm still convinced that the dog in Frank Martin, Frank got a little dog in him, may be enough to take Tank Davis out. I'm waiting to see if David Lamar gonna uh, come on the chat and let's have a conversation about these accusations that he's making, or whether he just running his mouth. Which one is it, brother? Well, it looks as though uh anyway, we don't I am that was an invitation. Uh-oh. Tom Dog. Shout out to Point Fire. What's up, brother? How you doing tonight, sir? There is a invitation. Let me see. Who will the bigger fighter be? Is that the question, Tone Dog 707? If that's the question, I believe Frank is the bigger fighter. Frank Martin, I think, is the bigger fighter. Point five. Anything is possible in an animated cartoon. Okay. Help me out with that one. Hey, uh, you shipped off some of those. No. Okay. Okay. That's good because David, I think I gave an invitation to David Lamar, but he done got quiet as fish out of mouth since I gave that invitation, and he ain't said nothing. But it's all good because now the it is life is 2024. It is, brother. Um, okay, Triple said we gonna wait for you to enter the chat because David Lamar, I think David Lamar got cold feet on as to the invitation. But let the record reflect, y'all. We are now doing live chats, man. So um, I think like it's gonna be like a 5 minute minimum, and the chat and the link is on the left hand side. I think it's two right above my name. I don't know why they put Coach Jack there. That's okay. Y'all know what time it is. But as it stands now, I'm waiting on uh, the ship will sail. Come on, so we can we can talk uh, 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 about this fight tomorrow. Is the day. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Tomorrow is a big day. Does anyone in the chat know what I'm talking about? Tomorrow is the day that we will determine if Ron Garcia will be allowed to continue to just do all kind of lame, crazy, nutty. I'm trying to fit lying. Yeah, I can put that in there. And lying and everything else. We will know tomorrow, the 22nd of May, and that is the day that the New York, Athletic Commission will determine via the sample, the B sample, whether Ryan Garcia is to be suspended or not. But if I've said this once and I'm gonna say it again, the A sample was tested positive. The urine from Ryan Garcia from the A sample is the same as the urine from the B sample. Now, that's logic. If one was dirty, the other was dirty. If one is clean, the other is clean. You can't have one dirty and one clean. If that's the case, somebody tampered with the pee because that pee both A sample and B sample came out the same place. A good point. You know what? That's a good point. Uh, Ghost 123. Okay, Ghost 123. Uh, Salute to Mexican boxer #1. Ain't got a problem with that. I do not have a problem with that. In my opinion, Saul Canelo Alvarez is #1, and he is from Mexico. How about that? Now I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Ghost 123. I don't know if, about Crawford ducking boots. I mean, I just don't see that. I've never known Crawford to duck anybody. If the money was right, it's on. So I can't consolidate that, brother. So, but you think he ducking, huh? Ghost 123 said Crawford is ducking. That's true. That is true. Point five. All right, okay, okay. Then you can't say Canelo. I never say. Now, wait. It goes 1, 2, 3. I am not one to say that Canelo is ducking David Benavidez. I don't say that. Now I'm gonna be honest with you and tell the truth because that's what I do. Uh, I do keep the same energy. Goes 1, 2, 3. Now there was a time when I said that Canelo was ducking David Benavidez, but after rethinking that and seeing Canelo Alvarez in the ring, so Canelo Alvarez in the ring, no, I took that back, man. So Canelo Alvarez don't duck nobody, and it's business as usual with Saul Canelo Alvarez. It's about the bag with Saul Canelo Alvarez. You heard me? Goes 1, 2, 3. Goes 1, 2, 3. Said keep the same. Okay. Hit the link. Ship. The ship will still hit the link. I'm waiting for the guests to hit the link, people, just so y'all know, so you won't get bored and think I'm just sitting up here, got y'all held hostage because it ain't that type of party. We do boxing on this channel, and we're gonna keep doing boxing on this channel. This channel is gonna grow to last fight. Which one was that? Ghost 1, 2, 3. Which one was that? Which fight was that? Oh, no. Yusuf won that fight. You think Fury won that fight? Oh, you must have had glasses on, buddy. You go.
Yo, what's good, man?
Whoa. What's good, dog? What's happening with you today, brother? How's your day? Let me
Oh,
let
I've
me
been
let,
good. I've
let me
been good. You know, my mind has
uh
just been on this
oh
Gervonta
yeah?
Davis, Frank Martin fight. To be honest, I don't care about this Usyk fight. I don't even watch heavyweight boxing. A lot of people are talking about this Fury Usyk fight, man. I don't even watch heavyweight boxing, but my mind is specifically on this Frank Martin, Gervonta Davis fight. As
That's
everyone
what
heard, you know, The
That's
WBA.
we was discussing, but I don't know. We got off a little off topic because Ghost 123 wanted to know who won that fight. So anyway, we're gonna get to the topic. The topic is the styles between Gervonta Tank Davis and Frank the Ghost Martin, right? So is there a difference in the styles?
Yes, I mean no fighter is really going to be 100% identical to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Tank Davis, he's a knockout artist, pure
Okay.
knockout artist, power puncher. But Frank Martin, he's not really the strongest puncher, but he still has skill. He's still fast, and he's still
Yeah.
strong. Like
So,
Frank Martin is physically strong, but he's not like a very powerful puncher, but he's still physically strong and he's able to take a punch.
okay.
And
Okay.
he's more of a volume puncher than Tank Davis. Tank Davis is about precision and accuracy more than throwing a volume of punches. And maybe that can work in Frank Martin's favor for Gervonta Davis not throwing a large amount of punches.
Uh-huh.
And maybe Frank Martin can take advantage of that.
Okay.
Because, Frank Martin, he has a chin. I've seen some of his fights, and a lot of the boxers who Frank Martin has gone up against seem to be like strong power punchers,
Uh-huh.
like big guys. Like Frank Martin's opponents are stronger than Tank's opponents. Tank's has fought like small guys who
Small.
weren't very strong, most of them.
Okay. Okay.
So Frank Martin is used to being in matches where like his opponent can throw a power punch at him. And Frank Martin, he has a chin. Frank Martin, I don't think Frank Martin has ever been, he's never been knocked down or knocked out. He's undefeated. Frank Martin can absorb a powerful punch. So maybe Frank Martin, he can absorb Gervonta Davis's powerful punch. And Gervonta Davis, he's not going to be throwing a lot of power punches at Frank Martin because Gervonta, he doesn't throw a lot of punches. So maybe that can go into Frank Martin's favor. Because Gervonta, he's not going to be throwing a whole lot of punches at Frank Martin. And Frank Martin already has a chin.
Okay. Okay. You got you do you see the chat, right? The comment section, right?
Yeah, I can see it right now.
Okay. Okay. I'm more concerned about. Well, not really concerned. I want to be able to address some of these comments, right? And point five makes a pretty pretty realistic accusation about Tank Davis and quote unquote Tank only fights boxers who have to trim to make weight, then use the hydration clauses to line up AKO. Is that pretty good? Is that a pretty good comment? Triple Cell.
Wait, can you say that again?
Okay. Point five. Tank only fights boxers who have to trim to make weight, then use the hydration clause to line up a KO.
I mean, he has done that. Gervonta Davis has done that in a few fights, but in this fight, they canceled their rehydration clause.
Yeah, that's true. That's
I'm
true.
glad they canceled it.
But I think that more times than not, Point Fire is saying that he has a pattern of doing that. Is that correct?
Yes, Javante has a pattern of doing that. He done it like 3 or 4 times already.
Absolutely. Totally. I totally agree with Point Five. He does. And see, I think that's as a result of the politics in boxing today, right? They don't want to put one of their favorite boxers in harm's way. So they try to like lean any way they possibly can to keep him out of harm's way, and that's what, in my opinion, that's what the rehydration clause is about. What do you think?
I mean, if did you see the Isaac Cruz fight against Javante?
Absolutely.
You saw that one?
Yes.
Yeah, it was neck and neck, and the reason why it was neck and neck is because Isaac Cruz has a chin, and he could handle the power of Javante Davis. So if you have a chin,
okay.
he can handle Javante Davis potentially.
Okay.
And Javante, he doesn't throw volume of punches. If Javante was a volume puncher and a power puncher at the same time, he will be way more deadly. But since Javante, he doesn't throw volume punches, if you have a chin and you can handle a few power punches here and there, then you can hang with Javante. And that has been shown with Isaac Cruz.
Yeah.
If you're a boxer who has a chin and you have some dog in you, you can potentially
that's what I said.
Give Javante Davis some problems.
So does not Frank Martin have some dog in it?
He definitely has some dog in him.
Absolutely.
I can sense it just like in his temperament. He has some dog in him.
I actually think that's going to be a.
I think this is going to be Tank Davis' hardest fight in his career, and I think I have Frank Martin winning it. When the WBA last week, a few days ago, put the rehydration clause in, I'm thinking, oh, maybe Tank will win it. I don't know. But they canceled the rehydration clause.
They canceled it because the community got really, really involved in that. You know what I mean? And kind of forced the WBA down. And that was a good thing, I thought.
With no rehydration clause, I believe Frank Martin can handle Javante's power. And if he can handle Javante's power, maybe we can see Frank Martin winning in a decision. You never know.
You know, this in my opinion, I think if Javante Tank Davis loses, not only to Frank Martin, it's kind of like over, right? Because all the hype is based on his win streak and his ability to dodge punches and
yes,
be a technician. You know what I mean? But
if Frank Martin, especially if Frank Martin knocks out Javante Davis, Tank Davis' career it's a wrap.
Yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree.
I think Frank Martin has what it takes. He has the determination. He's the underdog. So as an underdog, he is more determined and more hungry in this fight than Tank Davis is. Tank Davis is already the so-called superstar, you know.
Yeah.
So Frank Martin, he's so hungry. This is his claim to fame, and I don't think Frank Martin. I don't think Frank Martin is gonna like just blow this opportunity. I don't think so. I think Frank Martin is gonna bring his A game. And there's a reason why Tank Davis has been avoiding talented black boxers his whole career. There's a reason, because he doesn't want to get exposed.
You think that's
all he does is fight weak Mexican boxers who are not really strong like that. The one strong boxer he faced who has a chin and has a little dog in him, Isaac Cruz, almost could have been a draw. Am I lying?
No. no. In my opinion, that fight could have went either way. That fight, that was a good fight in the sense that um, Cruz made it that he wasn't no pushover, and I think to that date that was Devontae Davis' hardest fight, and I know that Frank is going to be worse. I believe.
Yeah, Frank is gonna be worse. If Frank has some dog in him, Frank has some dog in him. We watched him fight before. We see his mentality. He's not soft. He has a chin. Man, he has what it takes to defeat Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis has not been tested yet. He has not been tested. And Gervonta knows he has not been tested. That's why you saw on the face-off, on the press conference, between Frank Martin and Gervonta Davis a couple weeks ago, Gervonta's body language was like almost he was scared. He seemed a little timid, like his body language, his facial expression, because he knows Frank Martin's going to be the hardest fight he has ever faced.
Now you might have a point there, Chip Wilson. You might have a point there, buddy. 'Cause
I've always thought that Frank Martin can beat Gervonta Davis. Even before they announced this fight, I always thought Frank Martin has what it takes to beat Gervonta. I always thought that.
we got one thing for sure. That's going to be a heck of a fight. That's one of the fights
We're gonna be in for a shock.
yeah,
No rehydration clause. We're gonna be in for a shock, man.
yeah. That's going to be a shocker, to say the very least. That's going to be a shocker, y'all. Absolutely. So I can't wait till the 15th.
And Tank Davis, he fights scared. Am I lying? He
No,
kind of fights scared.
he thinks
He fights a little scary. Like when he was fighting against Rolly Romero, it was like Rolly Romero was the one chasing him around the ring.
in my opinion, he fought Garcia, kind of scary.
Yeah, kind of scary.
He fought Garcia, Ryan Garcia. He was kind of scared when he fought Ryan Garcia. You know, what I mean, you've been around.
You can sense it. You can see it, like his facial expression and the way he was boxing, especially against Rolly Romero. He was just letting Rolly Romero chase him around the ring. He seemed a little timid. If Tank Davis comes in timid against Frank Martin has to fight. I'm telling you, a lot of boxing, half of boxing is about ability and skill and strength and speed, but the other half is your mentality, your belief in yourself, your confidence.
That's true. That's true. I concur. I absolutely concur with that. Actually, it's like a big part of a fighter's skill set, his thought process, where he weighs the way he wears himself in the ring, right, plays a big role in how he's perceived by his opponent. Yeah, that's true.
Definitely.
That's true. Okay, let's wrap this up. Let's wrap this up, Ship. So I see if I can get some of these comments in. But um, we're gonna be back on what? What's the day? Friday. Ship.
I prefer Thursday.
Okay, we'll see how that works for me too.
Yeah, we'll see though. We'll see.
Okay, buddy, it's good having you, and we're gonna keep it moving.
All right, man. Peace out, man.
Peace out, buddy.
Peace.
So that was Chip Wasell. Um, he's one of the frequents on the show, and I'm gonna keep him having him on the show because he loves boxing, right? Anybody else want to come on and give their voice their opinion? There is a link in the chat for those There you go. All right. Okay, you got it. There you go. So that was a good session, I think. And Chip Wasell made it very plain what he thinks about the fight between Javante Tank Davis and Frank the Ghost Martin. And the Chip Wasell position that the dog will come out of Frank Martin, and Frank Martin will topple Javante Tank Davis. I would. You know what? That would be. I mean, I don't want to see. I don't want. You know what I mean? For Javante Tank Davis to lose his momentum, and you know what I mean? Because once Tank Davis loses, I think it's a wrap. Especially if he gets knocked out. I concur with the ship was sell on that. But I don't want. You know what I mean? It's a lot of people out there that have a great appreciation for Javante Tank Davis. And I think he's a good boxer, but I also think there's he's a lot of um, mistakes in his game, right? That can be easily um, um, that could be easily taken apart. He has a lot of chinks in his armor, in my opinion. That being said, people, uh, I'm gonna call it a night, and it was a good night. And hit the subscription button, hit the like button, drop a comment in the comment section, and tell me what you think about this particular session and Frank Martin and Javante Tank Davis. With that, I'm gone. I'm gonna answer that. I'm gonna answer that before I go. Point five. More than I'm kind of. I don't know. That's a good. Point five. That's a good question. I don't know, but I will say this: it's more likely than not other professionals in competition game say that that's not a fake, that's not a ploy. They really mad at each other. But mark my words. If Tank Davis overcomes Frank Martin, don't be surprised if you don't hear an announcement about Javante Tank Davis and Floyd Mayweather Jr. fight. With that, I'm gone.